Oh, good evening. Well, we're here to talk to everybody tonight because we went to the Legislative Council meeting today on Monday, August 15th at 7 o'clock to talk to the Legislative Council regarding Stephanie Washington's settlement, which is still yet pending. First of all, the hybrid didn't seem to have been announced in a timely fashion because, frankly, everybody who was on there thought that it was all going to be it was going to all be on Zoom. Even the Legislative Council website said Zoom. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that tonight. And you know what I think I was going to do tonight? I was going to run some of my video from 2019 because I think people definitely need to see what was going on in Hamden in 2019 because it definitely wasn't. It was definitely plenty going on. So, yeah, stand by. Stand by. We got plenty to talk about tonight with regard to Stephanie Washington and her case. Let's go! Ho, ho! Good evening. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Good, good. Oh my God, your camera's working. Shocker, shocker.
Somebody threatened me. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I just want to make it clear that we will be having some throwback video tonight because I think that people absolutely have forgotten what happened in 2020 and 2019.
Well,
CJ
COVID,
from Black and Brown United in action.
yeah, no, I think it's great that you're doing this because I think COVID took up a lot of space, both in being and just in general. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you have going on. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a certain mayor showing up in certain spaces.
Well, you probably won't see that mayor now. You saw that mayor plenty of times back in 2019, but I don't think you'll see that mayor now.
Correct.
I'd be very surprised if you see anybody now from the town of Hamden. So let me roll this one video. You just stand by. All right. Technical difficulties.
That's all right.
Let me refresh my screen.
That's all right.
It's just so terrible.
See, it's so terrible. The video don't even want to play itself.
The video, this was, you know what? This was on May. This was the best video of them all. This was May 8th, 2019. This is when we all came together and had decided we were going to shut down the Hamden Police Commission. So it was a lot of fun. Let's just go ahead and say that out loud. I had a really good time because everybody was actually there, kind of like pretending like, they what we were talking about. And so then we get there and everybody's like, what? And I was like, okay, so let's run it. Let's see if we got a little better internet connection. This is going to be good. Cause this one was really everybody was running and terrified. I'm like, we're a bunch of women screaming, but they were terrified. Uh-oh. There goes that internet connection again. Not happy. All right. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download these videos so we can go back and watch them later. What happened on that day is in the middle of Michael Yetzi's talk about why he couldn't talk about Stephanie's case, he decided to say, oh, I can't talk about it. And we were like, okay, but it's on the agenda. It's an action item. He's like, no, it's not. So as you can see there, Carrie Ellington basically shut it down. You know, uh-oh. There we go. As you can see, Marnie Hebron was in there.
That's a packed house.
Everybody was yelling because he was over there trying to have his meeting. He was determined to have his meeting, and we were like, no, you're not.
What is he saying to her? There she is.
Hey guys, I'm sorry I'm late. I had to stop at the
Video throwback night, honey. Because I was like, we need to bring this back to our remembrance.
Oh wow, yep. Ron, I'm so happy you got this.
Let me rerun it for you, just for you, Carrie. You know, this was on May 18, 2019, when we went in there and we had decided from the get-go that we were going to shut it down. So that's us shutting down the Hamden Police Commission when Michael Yetzi was the chair. So we're going to run that again.
You know, they shut us down.
Well, they did.
Because you know, in the sense that we went and we're supposed to be able to be heard by the police commission. It's a public body, and they, you know, the first meeting after the shooting of Stephanie and Paul, or you know, one of the first meetings, they're saying they don't have any room for public comment.
Right. If it wasn't an action item on the agenda.
Engage, you know, I call it just trying to, you know, a high level of engagement. We were just trying to engage the commission to hear us.
Right. Well, he heard as he was running out of there.
Right. Yeah, but they, because you know, when that language is used against us, it's made to look like we're being irrational. No, we just went to give public comment like any other meeting, and they said there's no room for public comment after such a horrific, you know, I don't even want to call it an accident, but that's after such a horrific, traumatic event.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty bad. All right, I'm gonna run that one more time for you, because that was just because I think you'll really appreciate it.
Oh yeah. You can unmute.
At this point, everybody was yelling at the top of their lungs because he kept trying to shut. He kept telling us that we can't talk, we can't do this, we can't. I was like, no, we're not. Listen, no, we're not doing that today.
Right.
And Marnie, my girl, Marnie was right out there in the front. I love her.
Arvia, that's Amelia, Ashley, Desmond. We gotta re-engage them. Yeah, I'm like, I've been thinking about just going back to see, you know, who is all a part to make sure those folks are back in the room. I'm
gonna go right on down to the front here. This is the best part, when you go over there and basically take his mic from him.
Can you
he's trying
or mute it?
He's trying to like talk over you, and you're like, there'll be no talking over me, right? You're like, there'll be no talking over me. It's just been really horrifically disrespectful. I mean, it's been really disrespectful since the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and get out of this and then refresh my screen. It's been disrespectful since day one. Since the time that we all merged from Peter Salave's house, it's all been like, you guys are overreacting. Let's see the process through to the end. Well, here we are. We saw the process to the end. I'm about to say Derek Chauvin. Lord have mercy. Devan Eaton. No, Derek Chauvin in jail for 25 years. Derek Eaton is already started his new job. He's chilling. He's gotten on with his life. I mean, life has moved on for him. He was completely protected and insulated from any and all accountability. And here we are on August 15th, 2022. And we over here trying to get justice for Stephanie Washington at this juncture. And I was like, I think I'm gonna just go back and I'm gonna have a throwback night. I'm gonna have a throwback night because I'm really furious right now. Because it's really bad. It's really bad. So, as we're talking, I'm gonna keep the video rolling in the background if it's okay.
Yes. I would love to hear from people who voted for her. I would love to know what they think about her leadership right now, for real. Is she, is that her over there?
Oh, no. I have some video. She was at that meeting that night. I'm gonna roll that video in a minute.
Okay.
Everybody was there. Brad was there. Lauren Garrett was there. Laurie Sweet. Everybody was there. Roxanna Walker. They were all there. I mean, it's, I started my comments out tonight kind of similar to Justin. I was just like, you know what? I'm really tired. I mean, how many more times do we need to march to the town hall to get justice for a Black person?
Right.
I mean, I just like to know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, is it going to be, we're going to have to do this 5 years from now? We'll still be over here marching over here, trying to get them to respect Stephanie. I was like, call up her attorneys in a respectful manner and work this thing out. It should have been worked out.
We shouldn't even be talking about this right now, but we should also realize that there's a reason why we're talking about this right now.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you can't even figure that thing out.
No.
So I mean, there's so much video. I mean, I'm going to stop this one and show you the one I have that's earlier in this moment, because this is the video that happened that night after you guys kind of started to engage. But there's a video right before it where it starts before, and guess who's on that video?
Mm-hmm. What was he talking about?
Why he couldn't talk about the case.
Mm.
And of course, this is Simone, who was 10 years old holding the camera. But this is all the video I got.
Yeah, I'm just happy we got video. I ain't even looking at the footage, the way it's cut.
11. She came out to clear me up. She was 11. Excuse me.
Get it right.
Get the number straight, Mom.
I know that's right.
You were there.
Right.
There's that woman, Leanne Curtis. Remember Leanne Curtis? Lord have mercy. Oh, Lord have mercy. Wait, at this is when it gets really crucial because Carrie just jumps in and is like, okay, I've heard enough from you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that. Wait, pause. He looks, hold on. Wait a minute. That person in the front there, right there. Oh, look. You look like Lauren, huh?
Look at this.
You know what? This little camera crew right here.
I like that. I like that bob on her too. She should rock that. Might as well. Look at that snicker right there.
Yeah, she ain't look too comfortable.
Well, you know.
That explains what we have today.
Absolutely.
And this is how we got here. And see, this was, I found this video. I was like, listen, I got to roll this stuff back.
I just want her to hear me say, white hypocrisy is not democracy. For real. Look at that hypocrite right there. Look at that face right there.
So long as she ain't coming to these city council meetings, we about to go to where she at.
Well, I mean, you don't leave anybody any other option.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what else we do. I mean, this girl, she's been waiting for 3 years for people to return a phone call and whatnot. And to get the respect of accountability in the form of a settlement. I don't think it's too hard. See, this is what we've been dealing with. This is where we came from.
Right.
I mean, this was the best video ever. Look, CJ, I knew you especially were going to appreciate this one.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's something to be said for a white woman who runs her ticket on a police brutality case. Just saying. Look at her. Look at her there again.
Yeah, she's snickering. You absolutely right, CJ.
It was funny, I guess.
I'll be right back.
It was entertaining.
It was funny. It was entertaining. Yes, that's the best way to put it.
That's our plan both sides.
Slave owners used to get entertainment too. I'm gonna just say that. When they seen the slaves getting whipped and all, they thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, it is. I guess it is funny, huh? When you're not on the giving end.
No, see, Brad doesn't look happy at all.
No, Brad looks pretty irritated.
Yes, he does. He looks visibly upset. Lord. Look at her snickering again. She's snickering like she has this weird smirk on her face.
Well, I mean, all I can tell you is the best accountability is at the ballot box, as far as I'm concerned. Because if you're not the leadership that we need, that's what we desperately need in our community, that really gives a damn about Black and brown people, especially Black women.
If you say you're going to do something, then do it. If you describe yourself as being about something, then be about it. This is white toxicity. It's white. It's just whiteness in different forms. It's just gross because you exploited a community for your personal gain.
I'm telling you, Carrie was going in that day of the police commission meeting.
Well, wow, y'all got tobacco. Yo, Rhonda, yo, we gotta do an event where we show all this.
Carrie Ellington, you were mic'd. It's like you were mic'd up the whole time.
Yeah, because they were trying to hide, and we was like, "Where the fuck y'all going?"
They literally, they ran from the auditorium.
You can't call executive session in a public library. It's a public library,
right?
The whole thing is public. You can't decide to make the library private. It don't work that way,
right?
Libraries are public for a reason. Oh man, these guys, They said we're gonna call executive session. This is so metaphorical for how police violence is designed to happen.
Yeah, it is. And like I you always, I mean, every time you see me come around, you always see I have my camera. You're like, oh, Rhonda got her camera. I mean, because you know what, if you don't document this stuff, sometimes people act like it never happened, like they're doing now. I mean, I have so many videos over here of you and me. I mean, this one right here is my favorite. I'm just gonna tell you right now. This is April 17th of 2019.
We didn't give it to them enough. We need to go back.
Well, I mean, they're still playing around. It's 3 years later. What are we gonna do, ladies?
And it's three, power bodies. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's the power body. I mean, you have 2 municipalities, and you got Yale, which
which is like the state.
Right. Yale is like the federal government. Into them. So that's this day right here. This was April 17, 2019, right? So I came there, and we just rolled up. We didn't know what was going to be going on, and then you were on the bullhorn. I was like, "Oh, they're not getting away with this one. Whoever these cops are that are involved, not getting away with any of it."
Yeah, we protested on the night of the 16th too. I don't know who would have video of that, but we were out there
at Town Hall right here in Hamden, right?
We marched. We started at Town Hall in Hamden. We heard that NAACP called a press conference, so we did our own rally outside of Hamden. But of course, the press really responded to the institutional call of the NAACP. So we then went down there to see what they were speaking about and what was happening, and we listened. I don't know if that's the one I spoke at. They might have called me to speak at that one too. I think that day somebody has footage of that. And then I think Rob, who does the podcast in New Haven, he has footage of that, the Friday, that press conference. But then we went and we marched after that, because the press conference was over and folks were like going home, and we're like, oh no, this is not that time.
Right.
So we put out Sheldon was out there, Sheldon Tucker was out there, and I'm trying to think. It was possible that Norman was out there. A lot of the Yale students were out there, and we marched from Argyle Street up to Arch Street in Hamden with no like there was no warnings, no nothing. We just took the streets and we shut down. That night, and then we agreed that we would meet. We might have agreed that night that we were going to meet here, or we might have made the plan that next day. But it started that night because we was all,
when the video came
out there. Yeah, before the video came out, we was demanding that they release the video. There was a whole bunch that we were trying to do that first night, and we were. Yeah, there was see, this is what caught folks by surprise. The NAACP did their rally. We did our own rally right out in Hamden, and then connected with them, and then stayed in the streets that night, on Dixwell. Right. And then we gathered back up at Salivate's house. And when we gathered at Salivate's house, the Yale students, that's what really got the Yale students on board. And we connected that next day, and they were like, yo, we want to keep this going. That night, actually, a lot of Yale students, we went out that night and we took over the Yale freshman campus. They didn't like that the Yale police had secured us in. Right. Same night we stayed out there past midnight, and we went and we stormed the freshman dorms to let the freshmen know what happened and to get them excited, to get them to come out and stand with us. And powers that be didn't like that. And then the next day the students rallied themselves. They were like, we want to stand with the communities, and they called us to their meeting. They had a meeting. I won't say where, but I'll tell you later on that they had a meeting somewhere on campus, undisclosed. A lot of the Black students, mostly black, only black students, I'm gonna say. And they said, we're gonna stand with y'all. And they called those students out because this was the following day after this. And that was the day we took Broadway over.
Right. And because the next day
just leveraging on each action was leveraging on the other. And then the next day we did, I believe it was Hamden.
Right. Now I have video from that. We have video from everything. I got video, I got pictures. It's amazing what we have. And then I uploaded them all to YouTube back in the day so I could be able to easily get to them, and share the links. I mean, here's another really interesting one that I thought was really great. This is the one that you did in Hamden, over at the ShopRite Plaza. That's where we all kind of all joined up over there.
I always thought it was 5 days worth of actions. It might have been 4 because it might have happened on a Tuesday, if I'm correct. I always forget.
Yeah. Yeah. It was great. It was great. How's Desmond doing? She's good.
She's good. We gotta engage with her. She's around and wants to stay involved with stuff. So,
this was great. This video of you guys, the call to action about the Hamden ShopRite Plaza, and you had your army fatigues on.
You called us. This is when we first really connected because you were like, "Can you come down and shoot this?" I remember that.
Because I was just like, "This is ridiculous." You're not like Hamden's not. I mean, Hamden started it. I mean, Hamden, like that's what I said. And even tonight, over 3 years later, I don't believe there's been any policy change. And just like Justin said, there's no memorandum of understanding that's been agreed between the two towns of when the cops in Hamden are going to stop. So why can't Justin Elliker dust it, call up Lauren Garrett, and let's write a policy now to say,
right,
no more of this overlapping, no more of this triple occupancy foolishness, right? Like, nobody's done anything like that.
No, now you're talking democracy, and now you're talking about ways not to put Black and brown people in jail. And why would white people want it?
They don't, because it's been over 3.5 years and no one's made any moves to do any kind of have any kind of so there's really it's illegal for a Hamden cop to cross over in New Haven, and it should be. I mean, you shouldn't just be able to just roll to New Haven over the line. And you know how deep Argyle Street is? Right. Argyle is deep. Yes, so I mean, you had to drive a minute to get to isn't that past your street, Catherine?
Yes, it is.
Deep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying about 15, 20 minutes down the road. You coming from here department?
On false lead. Let's not forget that part.
On false lead, on a false.
And you armed. You came out of that car armed and ready.
You came out that car popping off.
Mm-hmm.
You popping off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this.
I said armed and ready. I remember that too.
I think the next thing we got to do is a storytelling, and we get all the videos. We print out the photos, and that could be a lead up to our march or whatnot. Can I say all this on here, Rhonda?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we got to march. Everybody after tonight, everybody know we marching, right? We marching.
Right. Yeah, no, I just ain't know where we.
Nobody's gonna know when, because we're not doing that. But if they can't settle this thing and give justice to Stephanie in a respectful way, in a respectful manner at this point, because what people don't understand is that when you are disrespectful to Black people by giving them the runaround and carrying on, that's violent.
Right.
That's violent and trauma, because if you got to make calls and you got to get more lawyers and now you got to go through the anxiety of what's going on, that's not cute and it's not funny. That's trauma. So the trauma is continuing as we speak for Stephanie Washington, because tonight she had to go stand in there and talk about her scars and her personal medical situation in front of everybody at the Legislative Council.
I missed that. I don't know if y'all got video of that, but
it's on the Legislative Council website. They'll upload it tomorrow.
Okay.
Like, so she comes in there, and so here we go. I mean, see, these are all the pictures from,
Yeah.
you know,
Look at that.
all, yeah. I mean, we gotta cut it out.
Right.
You know, everybody keep thinking that, oh, you know, this is no big deal. It's no big deal. It is a huge damn deal. You need to stop traumatizing her and making her have to keep talking about this thing. You know, stop. But you know, people don't. Again, when you live in a culture in a culture where the standard is that Black people somehow did something to deserve it, and you find a way to justify it in your heart. Well, you know what? She probably deserved it. So, like that woman that got on the call tonight. I don't know what her name, Cecilia Shea or whatever her name was. Oh, well, you know, I got in a car accident in New Haven, and I'm not suing New Haven. Like, what part of apples and oranges are you on?
Well, it's not only that. Whoever you was with is a bad driver. That's not my problem. Okay? Just because you like to drive around people who don't know how to drive, that's not our problem. Right? To make that reference, like you're saying, the apples and oranges, you don't have to go through what this girl is going through. Stop the stigmatization of Black and brown women. Just stop. Stop.
It's really bad.
It is. And if people claim to be progressive, then show it. If we're going to start a meeting having moments of silence and utter respect, then respect this woman's trauma. Period.
Yeah. This is after the Hamden Police Commission meeting.
Oh yeah, yep. I'm on there. Wanda, we gotta show all this. You it's not on mute when you record it though, right? Like,
no.
It's on mute now. It's not on mute if we want to play it to the public, right?
No.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we gotta I've been thinking, how could we compile all the pictures online and print those out in big print? But you know, I don't know how that works when they're not your pictures, when they're other people's pictures. But they're online.
Yeah, I mean, you could send if you get them off of Facebook, you could go ahead and send them an email. Just say we want to get their permission to put it on a picture, you know, like a collage, one of those things. I think I probably have about 2,000 pictures I've taken for this whole thing, because I mean, we were taking pictures like crazy. And at that night at that police commission meeting, we shut down. We had 2 cameras going that night, because it was like, oh, this is gonna be good, because I want to hear what he's gonna say. And then he ended up saying nothing, you know, and continued to say nothing for the next year and a half until 2020 was over. I mean, he didn't say anything. So you know, we could compile some things. I think we could compile some things. We're not trying to reproduce it or sell it for commercial purposes. We're just doing it for like community purposes. So I don't think it'd be really a big deal.
Yeah, I think that'd be dope. The chair of the council today at the end of the meeting said that they're going to make sure that they try to get a meeting with Lauren Garrett to get a briefing on what's happening with the case, with the civil case, and that they're going to ensure that they're working on the calendar frame that Stephanie's lawyers provided or something like this, and that they are going to making sure they're working on the time frame that Stephanie's lawyers provided, which there's a rebuttal to that I have, and that they're gonna meet with the lawyer, or not meet with the lawyer, but meet with Garrett to find out where they all are. And what we understand is that the timetable that the lawyers gave the city is like the basic, the general timetable given to that they have to follow legislatively. It's not it's not a specific timetable that moves at a expedited, process. It's a long timetable that draws out to 2024. So as far as I'm concerned, our response was inadequate. The response that they're going to make sure that the city council is going to make sure that the executive office is working on behalf of this timetable and working in alignment with it, because that timetable is drawn out and doesn't work in Stephanie Washington's favor. So that's one thing she responded with at the end of everything. And the second thing was that they're going to be sure to meet with Garrett. But she didn't give us any time frames. It felt it felt like maybe it was the right thing for her to say for herself in the moment, but it didn't feel adequate for us. And I think we just got to figure out how to regroup and bring even more numbers out to the next council meeting, and to escalate from there, in terms of mounting the pressure so we can make sure Stephanie gets what she needs. But that response didn't feel adequate at all. It just felt like they were kind of trying to pull a wool over our eyes, our heads, or whatever.
Yeah, because the big confusion with tonight's meeting, and was it hybrid? Was it in person? Was it just on Zoom? I mean, that's all part of it. That's all, people, no, we don't, it's all part of it.
It's to derail people participating in the actual process. It's to, it happens everywhere. That's why they do stuff like that. So we don't feel like we should participate. We feel discouraged. We feel dismayed. We feel like it's pointless, useless. Of course.
Yeah. And, then you get there and it's, they don't, the big old town of Hamden doesn't have the right technology anyway. So poor Dominique's trying to set up computers.
Translators, they didn't have anybody interpreting. They didn't have any of that. That if you want to include, if you claim to be about, including people, then act like it too. Act like, I want to know why the mayor, if the mayor's office was tuned in, where was she? Was she really tuned in?
Yeah, who's in there? Who's the?
I don't know. And you know what, Tiffany French. Yeah, I don't know. But you know what? Tiffany made a good point. She texted me when Stephanie was up talking. She said, how disrespectful is it for the council members to have their cameras off while she was speaking? While all of us were speaking, but definitely while she was speaking. How disrespectful. And you know what? She's right. Here's this woman talking about a horrific, violent situation that happened in her life, and they couldn't even show her the respect to turn on their damn cameras.
Well, they don't care.
Ooh.
They don't care. I mean, endorsed Lauren Garrett's campaign, right? Some of them stood there and they said, believe in Lauren. She will do things the white way. I mean, the right way, stuff like that. I mean, as it stands right now, New Haven are forming an alliance only harm and brown people. I mean, it's a lot of police everywhere and justice nowhere, right? There's money for more police, but have the money to give people rental rebates or utility help or, housing help or any type of access to resources, help them in the crux of a recession. But you had the money for the policing and the military equipment, and you have the time to spend on legal fees. Do you know how much the city pays for legal fees? And each time you have to draw a case out, that's not free. They don't get. That's not how that goes. The town is paying that. Garrett care. She would know that she needs to do something because I don't know everybody else. More businesses are closing. Hamden is losing its power. Oh, wait, you know what they'll do? They'll call Yale. Why not? New Haven did.
Well, clearly this will have to be escalated because clearly this is going nowhere. This oh, I don't know, the lawyers filed the wrong paper. Oh, I don't know. That's like nonsense. Okay, that's just it's 2022, folk. Really? You know, I mean, we're totally not going to continue to, I mean, just give her the justice that show her the respect of giving it, you know, a settlement is an acknowledgement of your suffering, right? Acknowledge, town of Hamden, that you caused suffering on this young woman who continues to suffer. You know, and that's what these civil settlements are. They're really a public acknowledgement of suffering that it's a person or a town or an organization has caused on an individual. So you want to continue to not, you know, solidify that acknowledgement by pretending like it's paperwork. It's this. It's the fact that the town, like the guy said at the end, refuses to be accountable for its actions. Period.
Period. It doesn't want to be held accountable. It's just like all of those who like to praise Columbus. You know, yay, the inventor of slavery. It's the same thing. You know, here you have someone who ran their ticket on this case. She's avoiding holding, you know, any level of accountability or responsibility. People aren't turning on their cameras. Somebody comparing this to a driving situation. It's just white supremacy in various forms, man. And it needs to be called what it is and talked about as it is and dealt with as it is. You know, one thing we all know, civil disobedience increases human rights. So it is what it is. It is what it is. We have to do it by any means necessary.
I don't think we have any other choice. So I think let's put some dates together so we can put together a whole screening, and I can string together a whole slew of my pictures and stuff. We can print. I have a whole bunch that's already printed out. Lucy McClure had that right before pandemic hit in 2020. Remember, she had that art show. And I brought my pictures from my violence pictures from the police violence in 2019. So I have a whole stack of them already printed out, and I could print out a whole slew more. And I could put together slideshows and videos.
You know,
that'd be amazing.
You know, do a whole TBT. Hashtag TBT. Justice. Let's see what pictures you got. Put it on social media. Let's.
Yeah, we're going in. I got so much video of you, Carrie Ellington. It's not even. It's pretty. Like you could start your own TV show with the video I have.
Yo, Rhonda, I be forgetting. We done was out here half these times. I'm like, well, what meeting was this?
Yeah, but you know what? This is what I'm saying. This is the work that was put in for this for people to be acting like it's nothing. You know, it's not. Don't play games. I mean, I'm trying to stay calm.
We could do something real dope, get a nice space, and when the students come back, they'll be back in a couple weeks. We could do something, but you know, I know these meetings are every 2 weeks, but maybe before a month is up, or maybe I think sometime in September would be good. Folks had finished taking their summer vacations, and we use that as a point to engage more people, to rally more people to the next action. I think something like that, to just have a community conversation, community storytelling. Stephanie could share her story, we could share our actions, and we can all commune together. I think that would be really, I really think that should be this. We keep saying, I think we just got to do it. And you got everything. You have, so grateful to you, Rhonda. This is so critical to document. It's so important to be able to go back to these clips, these moments in time is so critical, because we lose memory so fast, especially nowadays. Collectively, the public does. And I think we got to remind the public using your footage. Oh man, look at this. Wow, look at these shots.
That's great.
Ooh.
It was great. I mean, everywhere we went, like it was like grab the cameras, let's go, because that, I always think about poor Anthony Chulo Vega. I know Benjamin Crump got involved with his case, which was the same week as Stephanie and Paul. But there's no video. I mean, there's not, I don't know if anybody was documenting what was happening and whatnot, but I made sure that what happened here in my town was going to be documented. And make sure everybody was aware of what happened, because we could always go back to this video. It's all on YouTube. It's all, if you go to my YouTube channel, and all the video clips that I'm showing tonight are going to be, they're on our YouTube, Hamden Action Now Twitter, our Hamden Action Now private group, and our Bridgeport Action Now page. So all of our pages are streaming right now. Because people need to see, this wasn't just us over there, maybe the 10 of us tonight. There was hundreds of people. There's Norm, look, Jamar, right. Everybody was out there. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds. Right. Hundreds of people were out there.
There's Joelle, there's John, there's Fab, there's Brett. Yeah. I'm somewhere back there somewhere. There's a bunch of people here.
And the students,
yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. There were people from different backgrounds that just came out, man. Like, this was beautiful because everybody knew it was wrong.
There were people from New Haven, from Hamden,
yeah,
from other places. It's probably, we didn't, when you in the moment, you don't got time to pass the contact sheet. That's how much in the moment we was in. We was just like, yo, we gotta hit the street. We didn't even have time to be like, yo, get the contact list.
No,
right.
We was so in the moment. We just took the street, like.
But the thing about it was also because we all knew we'd all see each other at different points. So it's like, if I didn't see you over here, I'll see you over there. You know what I mean? Like, it just kept going like that. It kept going and going.
What happened here was wrong in 2019, and everybody made it clear. Like you said, the students, the community activists, just regular folk were just like, okay, I've had enough. This is ridiculous. Because everybody watches this stuff on TV. We saw, Mike Gardner. We saw all these people on TV, and we think it's different. Oh, this stuff doesn't happen here in Connecticut. And then you turn on CBS News that morning of April 16th, and lo and behold, it's here.
Mm-hmm. I lost all my pictures when my account got cast away.
Well, I got a whole slew. You'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. No, well, it's great because it's like, as Carrie pointed out, and you did as well, people need to remember this happened right here. Like, we so often turn on the TV and we see all these marches for Black lives and brown lives happening elsewhere, and we forget that happens right here. And right now is the time for the people to get out and stand up. Like, no, we have to do it. We're in the middle of a recession. This could be your child. This could be your sister. This could be somebody you know and love, Do we want to have to do this again and again? My feet are tired, man.
Well, that's what I said tonight, because I was like, how many times do I have to march to this damn town hall? Like, how many? Can somebody tell me how many times I got to march here to get justice for this one young woman? It's just really bad. It's really bad.
It is.
So, I'm excited. We will continue to get going. So let's just talk some more. I just wanted to give y'all a little preview of all the video and stuff I have. And I'll put together some slideshows and some of the pictures I have too. And we can, I can share them with you on a YouTube link. And let's just continue to organize for Stephanie. Mm-hmm. I took the greatest picture of her tonight, and she's on my Instagram page.
I saw the greatest picture. It's beautiful. I shared it. That should be, if there's any pic we use to like promote stuff, I think that one should be it. That's a great picture.
She's the greatest, most bravest person on the planet that I know. Because most people will be somewhere hiding under their bed, screaming into their pillow right now. But she's bravely out, advocating for herself, advocating for our community. And yet she continues to get disrespected all day and twice on Sunday. So I mean, she's very brave, and she's also very gracious. and respectful and grateful and graceful. You know what I'm saying? She's very graceful. So I'm really happy to be a part of this for her.
Same, likewise. That was well said.
Same.
So, ladies, we'll be in touch offline, and let's do some more organizing. Justice for Stephanie.
Justice for Stephanie.
All right. Have a nice night, ladies.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, everybody.